In the heart of a vast forest, all the animals lived in harmony under the wise leadership of an old owl named Sage. Sage was known for her deep wisdom and fair judgment. She was loved and respected by all, from the smallest ants to the mightiest elephants. However, the peace of the forest was often threatened by a cunning fox named Firoz. Firoz was always looking for ways to trick the other animals and benefit himself. He envied Sage's position and wanted to become the leader of the forest. One day, he came up with a plan to deceive the animals and take over the forest council. Firoz started spreading rumors that Sage was getting too old and could no longer make wise decisions. He whispered into the ears of the gullible and weak, sowing seeds of doubt. Why should we be led by an owl who can barely see during the day? He would say, we need a leader who is alert and clever at all times. Some animals, influenced by Firoz's smooth talk, began to question Sage's ability to lead. They started visiting Firoz for advice, and he cunningly used these opportunities to further his agenda. He promised them a better future under his leadership, filled with abundance and fairness. Sage noticed the growing unrest in the forest and the increasing number of animals falling for Firoz's lies. She knew that confronting Firoz directly might lead to more division. Instead, she decided to teach the forest a lesson in wisdom and unity through her actions. One night, she summoned Firoz to her tree. Firoz, she said calmly, I hear you are quite popular among the animals these days. Perhaps it is time for a change. I propose a test to see who is more suited to lead the forest. Firoz, confident in his cunning, agreed eagerly. He saw this as his chance to finally dethrone Sage. Sage announced to the forest that a contest would be held to determine the new leader. The challenge was simple. Whoever could bring back the most food for the community within a week would be declared the leader. Firoz, with his sharp wit, immediately set off, using his tricks to gather food. He deceived smaller animals into giving him their food, promising them protection in return. He raided the nests and burrows of others, taking what he could. Meanwhile, Sage flew silently through the forest, visiting each animal and speaking to them with kindness and wisdom. She did not take food from them, but instead asked for their trust and support in the future, explaining the importance of unity and fairness. At the end of the week, Firoz returned with a large pile of food, smugly awaiting his victory. Sage, on the other hand, had only a modest collection of fruits and nuts. The animals gathered to witness the result. Sage spoke first. Firoz has indeed brought back a lot of food. But at what cost? He has taken from the weak and deceived the innocent. Is this the kind of leadership we want? The animals murmured among themselves, realizing the truth in Sage's words. They had been charmed by Firoz's promises, but now saw the reality of his actions. Sage continued, leadership is not about taking the most, but about ensuring everyone is cared for and respected. I have only brought what was freely given, without harm or deceit. The animals, reflecting on Sage's wisdom and Firoz's trickery, unanimously decided that Sage should remain their leader. Firoz, exposed and humiliated, slunk away into the shadows, no longer trusted by the forest. The forest returned to its peaceful state, with Sage leading once more. The animals learned an important lesson about wisdom and integrity. They realized that true leadership comes from honesty, fairness, and the ability to inspire trust and unity among all. Firoz, though disgraced, also learned from his experience. He understood that deceit and cunning could only get him so far. He spent his days reflecting on his actions and slowly, over time, sought to redeem himself by helping the community in honest ways. Years passed, and the forest flourished under Sage's wise leadership. The animals lived in harmony, helping one another and thriving as a united community. Firoz, having learned his lesson, gradually earned back the trust of the animals through genuine acts of kindness and support. Sage, now even older and wiser, saw the change in Firoz and knew that he had truly reformed. She decided to give him a chance to assist in the leadership, not as a leader but as an advisor, where he could use his cleverness for the benefit of all. The story of Sage, the wise owl, and Firoze, the cunning fox, became a cherished tale in the forest. It was a reminder to all that wisdom, integrity, and unity were the true pillars of a thriving community. And so, the forest continued to prosper, with Sage and Firoz working together, leading by example and teaching future generations the importance of true leadership and the value of every individual's contribution. True leadership is built on wisdom, integrity, and the ability to inspire trust and unity. Deceit and cunning may achieve short-term success, but honesty and fairness ensure lasting harmony and prosperity.
If you like this story, then subscribe to the channel for more interesting stories.